Hey, how you guys doing? So we're going over the final episode of Genjitsu no Yohane, the season finale. Doesn't look like there's gonna be season 2, but who knows? But of course, you can always watch this on Crunchyroll. But I think that there's a difference between there's an early preview date, which is today, but then the actual when it's supposed to release is supposed to be in a week. So if that explains some confusion why it's more difficult to watch than normally, that might explain it. But further, let's go ahead and jump into the final episode. And we start with just Nara talking over and explaining kind of the backstory and saying how the world was full of heart and everybody used to sing all the time and they had a resonance and they came together and they filled the world with song. But they stopped singing at some point, and because of that, the world fell apart. I didn't realize singing is so important. But basically that what got the calamity to start because people stopped singing. So I guess don't do that. Don't worry, there's someone comes in to save the day with her magical staff and make the world sing again. So that's guess the kind of the backstory that we got in the last episode. But we go jump back into the world, and of course the world is all falling apart and the calamity is kind of doing bad things and people are panicking, trying to get things under control. Everyone is trying to evacuate, get into covers, and this calamity causes things to stop working, including the robot that Kanan had. So overall, a lot of them are not feeling great. Of course, we had to figure out where's the protagonist. Where is Yohane? So the girls are trying to locate her, and she's just chilling on the beach and saying that I'm gonna go and tell everybody. So she has a staff. She kind of waves over, and apparently magic. She can now do telepathy or something to all the girls and just talk to them and basically tell them, come together, we're gonna sing and we're gonna conquer this disaster by singing, and that's gonna end the calamity. Kind of the stereotypical kind of solution that I figured it would be, but that's what they decided to do. So she brings them all together, they come together, she starts casting this magic, and of course this is going to lead to a song, and that song is called Lala Yuki no Uta. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get a little preview of this song. So the first thing I want to talk about in this song is that the sound effects in this song were really loud. That definitely sounds like a sound balance issue. Like, it was actually louder than the song and the singing. The sound effects should not be the focus of the audio here. It honestly was really distracting. So hopefully they fix that at some point, Blu-ray release or maybe the full release. But that aside, I think it was actually a pretty good song and one I actually did enjoy a lot listening to. The effects, of course, as always, it looks nice. And overall, I just found it a pretty great song. And after they go through the first verse and chorus of the song, we actually get a little break in the song. More will play later. But basically, the thing stops working and now Yohane, she's trapped in a bubble and the girls lost their magical outfits. And then we kind of go into this darkness where Yohane is like, oh no, everything's falling apart again. We've seen this kind of happen a few times. But then a feather comes and then, of course, her friends are going to be shouting at her, trying to get her attention and saying, you can do it and we're going to save you and all that. And then Lilas comes and then she kind of joins the darkness and basically helps her break through whatever this bubble magic is. And basically then they're going to go and resume the song again, as now they are together again, they can sing and they can finally eradicate this calamity with their music. And the song continues more so on, and in fact we have basically everyone in the village singing with them, and bam, calamity gone. So then the calamity's gone, the village looks more or less good, except there's a few leftover messed up wicked branches. But basically we get to see all of the girls resume their daily lives slightly unaffected. Yo's cannon doesn't work anymore, but more or less the rest of them are doing what they normally do. We got Riko doing her research, kind of just helping out and repairing stuff for a bunch of people. Hanamaru's selling her breads and all that. And we actually have Mari explaining how the calamity happened. More or less what we got in the beginning would basically people start singing, evil start happening. So make sure you go sing and such, because that is how we're going to protect this place from the calamity. Not sure why this is the only place that's affected by it, but you know, that's not the point. Resonance, shiny, sing, problem solved. Now we actually get to see Yohane's mom come back from her vacation, which is conveniently timed, and she tries to find Yohane, but she does not find her there. We actually get a look at another open audition, and we get to see these auditioners or whatever. They basically were explaining, like, where's this Yohane girl? And she said, oh yeah, I got rejected. I wanted to bring her back, but Yohane decided that she has something more important to do, and that is going to be staying in the monster. She loves to sing, and that's what she's going to continue to do, but she's not going back to Tokai because she only did it out of frustration and because she felt like she was a failure. But she realized this is where she belongs, and she still actually got to do her mother's homework and find something that's insanely fun and only that she can do. But who knows what that's going to be, because that's going to be never answered or later if there's a season 2. One thing you should note is that when Yohane talks to Lilaps, Lilaps barks and actually doesn't talk anymore. Then we of course jumped into the ending theme, but notably we got a few different scenes drawn out here, so I did want to show them. Basically it's just a bunch of girls showing them when they're really young, and it was cute, so I figured I should show all the ones that they showed in there. But this is just another part of the song, except Yohane's doing the solo part. But of course, yes, I did have to show you this as well. And another cool scene is we go back to the city and we get this little quick snapshot of, that's right, Saint Snow. And of course they had the motorcycle from their one MV that they had. That was a really cool thing to see. So yeah, Saint Snow exists. But then they go back to the song and try to finish it off. And then after that, we get to see the flower in the water. And then we get to see Yohane talk about how the world is a song. And all these emotions, happiness, sadness, rage, and screams, they all turn into songs. Everything's a song. You gotta keep singing. That's how you prevent evil and all that jazz. But the fact that they started singing brought all these girls together. And that's how they became friends. And that is how the anime ends. So, yeah. Before I actually get to my final thoughts, I did want to say I did open up a poll. I know some of you have asked, can we rank the girls in Aqua based on the Yohanime? So I put up a poll. First part is rank Aqua not based on the Yohanime, and then the second part is based on the Yohanime only. So I wanted to see, based on your guys' opinions, how these girls differ, because there are slightly different versions of the girls. So how would you rank the girls from Aqua without any knowledge, any of the alternate outfits, what they accomplished her, and who was your favorite girl based on this anime only? Forget the solo songs, forget what they did in Love Live Sunshine, just in this anime. How did you feel about the girls and whatnot? I'm curious to see how they differ. Maybe they won't be that different, and chances are that might be the case, but who knows? I am definitely curious to see that. But jumping back into this anime, how did I feel about it in the end? I gotta say, there were definitely some high points in this anime, but it doesn't really meet some of my hopes and expectations that I had for it. I felt like this anime had the opportunity to try something that's really different and not so Love Live like, but in the end it still kind of feels like it went that way. We got the idea that this is going to be a fantasy, and it is, but it feels like they didn't do a whole lot with that, and it feels like a very light fantasy. Like, oh, the whole thing about fantasy, you can do some really cool worlds and do some magic, and the magic really isn't there. It's kind of like, oh, the magic of singing, I don't know, they have a cannon, I guess, they can fly a little bit, they got a talking robot frog, and they have some of those cool creatures that were Mari, but they were just there, they didn't actually do anything. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I felt like they could have done something cooler with that. It would have been cool if, Yohane was casting some magical spells, like a fireball or ray of frost or something. I don't know. Something cool like that. But in the end, we don't get anything like that. Not saying that that was necessary for this to be good. I thought it would have been cooler if they'd done that. But I don't know, was expecting. This is Love Live in the end. The fact that the solution is singing and they could sing and the climb goes away, that's something I could have predicted from episode 1. That's never a good sign. In the end, that's what was the solution. All the girls come to sing together, and yeah, Calamity's gone. And I kind of like the darker theme that we actually had in the last episode, but it only was like for an episode or 2. And they try to have some moments that were trying to be profound and had some deeper meaning into it. But in the end, the solution was singing. That, I don't know, that doesn't seem that crazy profound, and that's good and all. Yeah, singing's nice, but saving a world with singing, it's kind of cheesy. That's kind of stuff you say for kid shows. But, I don't know. In the end, yeah, it's still a relatively enjoyable show. Maybe it's just me because I watch a lot of isekai and a bunch of fantasy, so I kind of thrusted those expectations on here, and part of that's why I am slightly disappointed in some of the choices and directions that they had. I don't think that's necessarily fair, but this is Love Live. I was hoping they could have done something more like that, and that they would have done more with the fantasy elements in here. Because, like, for example, we got Mari, and she's got this really cool outfit, and it's like, oh, what, she can be a dark princess, or she's got some curse, and she's got these creatures. Can you use these creatures to do cool stuff? And maybe she can be a villain or anti-hero or something like that. It's kind of like, no. Well, those creatures are just there, and she's just shy, and it's kind of like, okay. But, like, I was hoping for a little bit more. I don't know. But they definitely had good songs. I enjoyed them. And, of course, they weren't skipping out on the animation quality, because there are other isekai I've seen that definitely cut the corners on those. So I'm glad they didn't cut that. And it's Love Live. I expected to be songs. And it's not exactly easy just to fit songs and singing in something like a fantasy isekai and make it make sense and not way out of place. So I understand there are some sacrifices there. I don't know, Disney does that too, so I don't know. But in the end, I still said I'll enjoy my time. I definitely don't regret watching it. I don't regret reviewing it for you guys. I still think it's a decent watch, and it's for people who want something a little different. This is different. There was a bit of filler in there, for sure, but it was nice seeing how the girls in different environments, and there was some cool stuff from this. I don't know if they will do something like this again. There's always the game, and I'm curious to see how the game comes out. I don't know if they're going to do like a Niji version of this with like Flame Princess Setsuna or whatever, and I don't necessarily think there's going to be a season 2 for this either. But this was a really cool experiment, and I'm glad they did it, because this was something really cool, and I don't know if this is successful or worthwhile for not, but this was really cool that they did this, and as a fan, I really do appreciate this a lot, and I'm really grateful for this being a thing, because they actually did it. Like, wow, it's so crazy to think that they actually did this, and this is still a lot of fun in the end. Is it perfect? No. Were there things I've done differently? Yes. But I'm glad that they actually did it, and that was really admirable. So in the end, yeah, it was great. I still would tell people to watch it. It's not a masterpiece. It could have been more profound in areas, but it's still cool, and hopefully this does get more people to at least give Love Live a chance instead of just ignoring it and saying, I don't want to try that. That's silly. And all that jazz. But then let me know what you guys think about this whole anime in a nutshell. I'll see. I may or may not make a whole review on the whole series. I don't know. I haven't really done that before, but I'll potentially consider it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this and below. You got a favorite song from this? Who's your favorite character? What's your overall feeling about this? And what did you like? What did you didn't like? Let me know all about that in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.